So the question that the journalist then asked me was, for those who look around the continent and see the bad infrastructure, the galloping unemployment, the electoral college frauds, the corruption and more, why am I excited about Africa? That was the question. And then that's what I'm going to talk about on this exposure here. So this is a continent, this is Africa. Africa is, just like she said, 54 countries. And the size of Africa is 30.37 million square kilometers, which is huge. But I also want to add one thing is the population is 1.2 billion. I've heard in certain places that Africa is overpopulated, but you'll be able to tell by yourself. This is the United States. And the United States is 328 million population with a size of 9.8 square kilometers. So you can actually see the United States is just about less than 1/3 of the continent of Africa. What about China? If you take mainland China and the whole continent, the whole country of China, we have 9.5 square kilometers, and the population size is 1.3. So China alone by itself is more populated than Africa. So we got 1.3 billion population. Now, what about India? So you see you have United States fit into Africa, India fit into Africa, China fit into Africa. What's the population for India? India is 1.3 billion with 3.2 million square kilometers. Now, if I stop here, I think the point is clear. Africa is not overpopulated, because if you take China, India, and USA, you double the size of the population in Africa. But you have less land. Africa has, even with these three countries combined, US and China and India, Africa is a lot bigger as a continent. That's one of the reasons why I'm excited about Africa. And there's more reason coming. Now, if you add Europe, it's a lot different. Now you can see the European continent can fit. You can fit other countries like Japan in there. You can put Portugal. You can put Great Britain, Japan. The point is, Africa has a lot of opportunity as a size, but also as population, because it's not populated. Okay? So, I just want to read one thing. Africa is at the same level today where India was 25 years ago in terms of wanting to increase the education level of the population. Africa is at the same level where China was in 1980s with agriculture needs and investment. And Africa is also at the same level where Turkey and Mexico were 15 years ago in terms of manufacturing, increased investment. So if you combine those three levels of readiness, you can conclude that Africa is heading to the same path that led India to its boom because of education. Africa is heading to the same path that led China to its boom in agriculture and industrialization. And Africa is heading to the same path that led Mexico and Turkey to their boom in manufacturing. And that, to me, is exciting, because that's where Africa is now, today. You have a convergence of three different readiness of Africa right now. And that's why I'm excited about Africa. Now, is Africa a land of opportunity? Let's see. So we all know that Africa has billions of tons of natural resources that are found, but also that are not found. We have many more natural resources that are not even discovered yet. So if you take a nation like the Republic of Guinea, this nation alone has enough natural resources that can develop the entire continent. And I can say the same thing for other nations like Liberia, Sierra Leone, DRC, the Congo, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Angola, Botswana, South Africa, and the list goes on. So the potential from the exploration of natural resources alone is very exciting. Other factors that will make a big difference are potentially in education, in agriculture, and in manufacturing. And that's where right now the major investment in Africa are in those three: manufacturing, agriculture, education. We have also mining. Yes.